Hey everybody, it's Home Inspector Dan. I'm on my way up to Scottsdale to do a house built in 1967. This is kind of a weird territory because the last couple of years the prices have just jumped astronomical. This is like Old Town Scottsdale, not very far from Old Town Scottsdale. We've got the buyer flying in later to meet me at 1 o'clock, but I'm going to head there now because we're going to do a whole home inspection and the sewer camera inspection. So I'm going to be up on the roof, attic, foundation, do the sewer cam. We're going to do everything we possibly can at this property today. So I thought I'd pull up the listing really quick so we could take a look at some of the listing pictures. Looks like we've got a pretty good remodel. We've got a skylight, new floors. Looks like quartz countertops, quartz island. Looks pretty clean. Got some recessed lighting up on the ceiling. New light kits. Air return right there in the living room. Now when they built these houses were not open concept or open design like this, so there's likely up in the attic some reinforced beams, hopefully, because when you take out a big wall support, there's probably a wall going where those two chairs are, helping to hold the ceiling up. So let's hope that they put some more support up in the attic for that area. Kitchen looks nice and clean. Got a wine cooler. Looks like a movable desk right in the middle there. It's kind of a cool option. Looks clean. Gonna check all the, that's a Nest thermostat by the front door. It's not by the air return. As we saw, we'll have to take a look at that and see how close that register is, where the air return is to the thermostat. Bedrooms, they've got smoke detectors in there, so they've likely pulled permits. I can't guarantee it, but they wouldn't put smoke detectors in all the bedrooms like that if they weren't trying to bring it up to code. Nice clean tile bathroom. Bedrooms. Bathroom there with some insulated glass block for the wall. Looks clean, but my guess is that toilet might be a little loose on the floor. It's something I'll check. Nice ceiling fans, I like those. Laundry room, we've got a laundry sink in there as well. We've got a mail slot on the door. Looks like a gas water heater. You can very easily tell just because it has a flue going up through the ceiling. That's a gas water heater. So there's a good chance that dryer is gas as well, but we want to verify that for the buyer to make sure that there's a electrical or a gas hookup or even both. Gas does tend to be a little bit cheaper to run. Some people prefer gas. A lot of people nowadays are scared of gas. They don't want to be anywhere around it. They'd rather have everything electrical. Backyard looks pretty basic. Over the wall looks commercial. That looks like a commercial building on the backside there. Probably. Lots of storage in the backyard. Looks like the windows and the sliding doors have been improved. Well, this is just the community up there now. So let's take a look at the facts and features. More about this home: rarely available, amazing floor plan, 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, coveted carport, fully permitted and professionally completed, 3-bedroom, done in 2020. Storage, yep, quartz countertops, GE, appliances, RO. Underneath the sink probably, gray slate tile throughout, dual pane windows, 2 air conditioners, Nest thermostat, updated water heater, exterior paint 2019. The light fixtures, fans, remotes. Oh yeah, Monte Carlo fans, those are nice. 3 of those in the house. Well, let's just head to the property and see what we can't find. See how much this actually matches up. Well, I was trying to show up a little bit early, so I had some extra time to take care of the sewer cam and the full home inspection, but I guess the homeowner, which I didn't know it was occupied, my invoice actually says unoccupied, so that's why I went early. I knocked on the door and the homeowner said he didn't know who I was, and I said that's why I'm introducing myself. Take my business card, take my brochure, take all my company information, $25 gift certificate for your inspection if you care to use it. Gave him that right at the introduction, and he said, well, let me go call the listing agent, make sure you're the right company and not just some guy off the street. I'm like, okay, that's fine. It's your home. You own it. So I go wait in the car and call my office, and he comes out and says, yeah, I guess you are the right company that's supposed to be here, but you're going to have to come back in a half hour. My wife is napping. I'm like, okay, everybody needs a nap every once in a while. I get it. So here I am in the Safeway parking lot waiting till 1 o'clock to do my inspection, and I guess we'll start it when we get back there. No, I'm just sitting here. There's been a couple people here kind of eyeballing me kind of funny. Welcome to the world of home inspections. Well, we finally got into the property. We did the inside already. Had a chance to look around at things. Things on the outside look pretty good as well. Now keep in mind, this is a 3 or 4 year old house. Most of these properties around it are going to be 57, 58 years old. And this house was too, before lightning struck it in 2019, burnt down the whole thing. They rebuilt everything from the foundation up. And that leads me to believe that the plumbing system underneath the slab is probably still original. But we're going to take a look at it because it's up to code, because they had to rebuild it and bring it up to code. They had to put a fire extinguisher or fire sprinkler system inside. Brick exterior, got your CMU or the block wall there. Nice carport. Got the sprinklers out here in the carport as well, up on the ceiling. Some of them are starting to pop through, which is pretty common for these to settle or work themselves out of the holes that they were originally put into. We just need to get them pushed back up in there. So we've got the same thing in this bathroom. Everything above the ground has been replaced, but that sewer line looks old. That's cast iron. Because this home was rebuilt in 2019, they had to bring it up to code, so they had to put some sprinkler systems in. Got Romex that's just dropped through this hole in the ceiling and this cavity in the wall. Be nice if it was secured to the wall or some framing. It just kind of poked out the wall right there. Can't test a fire sprinkler system. It has to be pressure tested. We don't have the right equipment or tools to do it. It is under pressure right now. There should be a couple spare heads in here. There's one. There's a couple spare heads. So the colors have to do with the temperature. Now, I'm not an expert in these fire extinguishers, so I'm not going to talk on it too much. There you go. There's one of your sprinkler heads. So there's several sprinkler heads throughout the home. You can see they're spaced pretty evenly all over there. Some of them are a little bit loose up on the ceiling. See that gap right there? Be nice if that was sucked in tight so we're not getting hot air from the attic into the home. We have them in the hallways too. Bedrooms, but it's kind of unusual. We've got one in the closet. Just a coat closet by the front door. So we've got a sprinkler head in there. And we have a sprinkler head in this closet too. Just a hallway closet. You don't have to worry about your blankets burning down. And of course in the bedrooms we have our sprinklers. It's going to be about one per bedroom in this home. And smoke detectors up on the ceiling, smoke and carbon monoxide here in the hallway to protect the bedrooms from smoke and carbon monoxide, because there is gas here. Really nice handles on your bathroom here. There's no security, no safety, no locking mechanism. So the same locks that they put on the bedrooms, they put on the bathrooms, or the same latches. I guess the primary bedroom is like that too. There's no lock on that latch, or doorknob. There's no lock on this one either, and this is for the bathroom, so if you want these to lock, you're probably going to have to put something in that has a lock on it. They removed this whole door here into the bathroom, which most people do because this is a really small space to have a door swinging in and open. Got another loose one in the closet. I think they put sprinkler heads in all the closets here. Good or bad, I don't know. A little bit of water damage in this corner here. You can see how soft it is. These areas, these cracks. Window was probably left open during the rain. So we had a new electrical panel installed in 2019. So it's a 200 amp service. You can tell by the main shutoffs there, they're usually labeled. They should be labeled. Everything else is labeled. Circuit breakers are labeled. You've still got some room for improvements or upgrades in the future. If you want to add some electrical, you should have enough power for it. A couple things that I write up in these panels. When I see too much of that wire hanging out of the circuit breaker, we don't want something to come in contact with that wire. So I'd like some of these wires to be trimmed back a little bit shorter so nothing can accidentally flop onto that and energize it and electrocute somebody. See, that's just, you could take a 1/4 inch off that, maybe a 1/2 inch, and make it a lot safer. They did a good job on the electrical panel in general. The wiring looks good. It's all copper except for a little bit of aluminum going to the AC unit up there. Other than that, we got copper down to the RV outlet out here. So it looks like that was put on at a later date. They've got the power off on that. So, do I turn it on? Do I not? And for better protections out of the bedrooms and the smoke detectors, we've got them connected to arc fault breakers. So anytime you push that button, that's how you test this breaker. It'll snap off and then you just throw it to the left, throw it back to the right, and it's back on. But I can't test these, it's an occupied home today. There's a bunch of electronics tied into those circuits, so I can't trip them. I noticed the inside of this window when I tried to slide it open. It got about halfway and then it got really hard to push open. I don't know if we can tell up on that top if that's actually even or if that's pushed in a little bit downwards. But I think that's why your window's binding up. So we get about halfway. And then it gets really hard to open the rest of the way. You can do it, but it's tight. There we go. It drives me nuts when people go through all the work to put in something new and then they don't put the ventilation up and out the roof. It's coming back into the house right through there. We definitely had an opportunity to get it out of here and we didn't take it. This is on the outside of that window with a little bit of water damage on the inside. You can see the caulking gaps. This isn't necessarily an exposed window. There is definitely an eave on top of it. So where the moisture came from could have been from washing. It's hard to say. Either way, this gap has got to be sealed up. You can't let water in there. Leave that open. That's your weep hole. Caulk all the rest of this all the way up. Oh, we found a sprinkler line here on the back side of the home. Must be a shut-off for possibly testing it. Like I said, we don't get into the sprinkler systems. We're gonna have to get a professional out to test this. Like everything in Arizona, these caulking gaps have gotta be sealed up. This paint's only like 3-4 years old. It's probably 1 or a thin 2 coat. But we need to get another layer on here to help seal in these cracks and corners. You can tell most of the foundation looks good. They redid most everything, or at least they cleaned it up on the outside. Looks like we got a cold pour right there, right underneath the sliding glass door. Area where that rock is kind of aggregated out. It's telling me that they probably poured a cold joint, mixed some hot and cold concrete at the same time. Not the end of the world, just want to keep your eye on it, make sure moisture doesn't get up in there. I always want to see those rain gutters discharge at least 6 feet away from the house because water is going to travel back. That way we've got some surface drains here in the patio where we should get some good drainage. But over here in the corner, you've got quite a bit of roof runoff going down through that gutter system. Right here in the corner where it doesn't get any sun, you can see where the sun comes. That's south. So the sun's coming down this way. It's not going to get any better today. That's going to have a hard time drying out down here. Possibly bring in termites, possibly bring some water damage to your foundation over the years. Don't see anything today though. So we're up on a pretty much flat roof right now. It's been sprayed down with some foam. Pretty clean. There's our skylight over there. There's our main plumbing stack, which we're probably going to have to go down to get a look at the drains. This unit's only 1,800 square feet, but it has two 3.5 ton AC units in it. Way overpowered for what it needs. Way overpowered. Just for some clarification, this is a 3.5 ton and a 2 ton. We can tell by the number 42 and 24. I got those numbers messed up. You can roughly get 500-600 square feet per ton, and we have 7 tons here. So you could do 3,500 square feet with the AC tonnage we have. This condensate line connects both AC condensers, so any condensation that builds up, it's going to discharge here and drip onto the roof surface and then down into that hole. Now if one of these backs up, you'll have no way of knowing which one it is because they're connected. And if one backs up here, it's going to back up into both systems. So it'd be ideal to run these separately and make sure they get off the roof surface, because this drain right here isn't doing much, and all this condensation that keeps dripping here is just going to slowly break down your roofing material. But that drain doesn't stop much right there. The installation of them looks good. We don't have any drip legs on the gas lines. Actually, here's the bigger vent stack. This will be the one I drop my camera down in a little bit. A little bit of water pounding. Roof like this, it's not unheard of. It's not the end of the world to have a little bit of it. But it's not commercial, it's actually a residential home. It looked very commercial from the pictures, but hey, your pool is right out the backyard. There's your Camelback. I believe that's Camelback over there. It's a good spot in Scottsdale. Alright, so we're getting the sewer camera set up at our main plumbing vent stack. We're going to go down, see how far we can go. I've got the bathroom on right below us, the shower. Get some water running, see what we can find down here in this drain. Sewer camera inspection at 50 Scottsdale. Got our main plumbing vent stack up on the roof. Did not find any cleanouts in the front of the house. We're going to go down and see if we can follow the water from the bathroom in the hallway out to the city street. It did look like cast iron from the shower drain caps. Below the shower drain caps, it did look like cast iron. This is still looking like cast iron here. So now we're seeing some water flow, and that's going to be from the hallway bathroom shower. There we go, now we're on the horizontal. It does look like it's been lined. I'm trying to get the best visual I can. I'm up on our white roof in the blinding sun, so I'm trying to get the best look at this as I can on my screen. It does look lined. Probably the old cast iron pipes that are lined. Feet. Everything looks good so far. We've still got water at an even level. Okay, so there we've got a change of material. That actually looks like a clean out. Yeah, there was a clean out installed. Not 100% certain where that one's at. That's ABS right through there. And this looks like we're back into the lined cast iron. A little bit of a lip. Not bad. "45 feet out to the street. Still looks good." 'Turn in the pipe there. "73 feet, still looks good. Cable's getting a little bit harder to push. "77 feet. Seeing a little bit of water on the camera there. That actually is the city connection, 80 feet. That's the city line down there. So I got 80 feet from your vent stack on the roof out to the city. There are some cleanouts. I just haven't located them yet. That would be the easiest way to get access into these pipes. I got a visual of everything today, so I don't need to go in through those pipes. I was able to see everything through the vent stack, so we'll just go ahead and pull everything back out right now. Try and take a look at the pipe while we pull it out to make sure there wasn't something that I missed. I'm definitely going to go home and pull this video up on a bigger screen out of the sun, just in case I missed something. There's your cleanouts right behind the front window where I didn't look. Also got a grounding rod there. Attached to the ground the electrical panel inside the carport there, but these are those cleanout caps that we saw in the video. This is how you get access to your plumbing system if something backed up. One of these will go out to the street, the other one goes underneath the home. These drains are connected to that scupper, or that drain up on the roof surface. So that's where the condensate was going into, coming down inside the wall. And it's dripping right there at the foundation.
Now, unfortunately, I wasn't able to show you a whole bunch of pictures on the inside of the property because it is an occupied house and there's a lot of personal property inside of it. So I hope you kind of get a glance of the difference between a flipped home in Scottsdale and a renovated home in Scottsdale. It all depends on if you're bringing it up to code or if you're just trying to make some money off it. You can really tell by looking at smoke detectors, looking at electrical outlets, some of the plumbing, how they put the water heater in. That usually gives you a good idea whether they're trying to bring it up to code or if they're just trying to put something together and make some money off of it. This actually looked like it was done well. So good luck, Philip, and I hope you and your wife have a great time at this new house. Glad I could help you. I'll see you next time.